This video is being brought to you by Freedom Garage. Hey y'all, this is Dan from Freedom Garage, and today I just wanted to talk about, from a mechanic's perspective, of when a vehicle comes out, when you have an issue with a vehicle, a problem, when you don't fix it. Now, that might seem sacrilege to a lot of mechanics or people out there, but for those, especially for those of you that have maybe your check engine light going on all the time, maybe this video is for you. So we had a vehicle in here. It was a pastor's van. It was his wife's van that was here about a week ago. And it came in, it's 2013 Chrysler Town and Country, or it's maybe a Dodge Caravan, one of the, the vans, the minivans. And, I was missing the side view mirror. It was missing some molding. It was a family van. It had, fries and chicken nuggets in the side of the seats, next to the car seats and all that. They have kids. It's a family van. That's what it was made for. And he had a rear main oil leak. And so, put it up on the lift here, looked out underneath it, and yeah, it's wet over on that side. And again, the engine is transverse mounted, so it's front wheel drive. So on the driver's side, where it's connected to the transmission, it's wet, right? That rear main is leaking. And so we put it up on the lift, took a look at everything else. It's not leaking anywhere else, right? And so we brought it back down and actually did the first thing is check the oil fluid level just with it resting, with it cool. And it turns out, it was maybe down a half a quart or something like that. So we went ahead and, topped it off. And I told him, hey, does this van have any sentimental value or anything like that? He goes, no, this is, in fact, my wife wants to get rid of it. I just want it to last a little bit longer. So I said, okay, that's good to know, because that plays into the formula of, do you fix it or do you let it go? Do you milk it? And so started talking to him more and more about it, looking at the van. Again, cosmetically, it's okay, but there were some, again, molding, rearview mirror, all that kind of stuff. And knowing that it's not a sentimental thing, I said, let's find out first how much this is hemorrhaging oil. So we, again, topped it off. He got an idea of where it is, so it's full. And then I gave him a sheet of cardboard, just a box, right, and flattened it out. And I said, put this underneath it in your garage and check back with me in about a week and send me a picture of that. And so he did. He sent it back, and it maybe had half dozen, maybe 8, 9 oil spots, maybe the size of like a jam jar, lid, ball lid, pretty small, maybe about like that big. So it wasn't that big of a deal. It was probably hemorrhaging maybe about half a quart to a quarter quart to a half a quart a week. So if you do the math, kind of fast forward, okay, if it's doing a quart, or a quarter quart a week, let's just say. That's a quart a month. A quart is what, $3.50. $4 if you get some really good oil, right? Well, $4 times 12, meaning 12 months, that's $48 to milk that problem for the rest of the year. Versus he got quotes for the rear main seal to be repaired about $1,200 to $1,800. And actually, there's a video, I don't know if I'll link it or whatever, but it was a 28-minute video, no one talking, of just this guy taking apart and doing a rear main oil seal on that van. And he actually sped it up a whole bunch of times. So it's probably a multi-hour job. Again, he got quotes $1,200 to $1,800. And when you compare that to the $48 just for feeding oil, that looks pretty good. So this is one of those where I said, keep an eye on it. Again, you're going to keep an eye out from the top, checking that dipstick level, and you're going to keep an eye out at the bottom, replacing that cardboard if you need to, so you can have a really good feel. Because obviously, if it starts to really hemorrhage oil, if that quart a month goes up to a quart a day, that's a big deal, right? Now, you're hemorrhaging oil, and it's a bigger issue. And then the risk being that you end up seizing up the motor because it just bleeds out all the oil. So anyway, that's just one example. And it's funny because I told him with my Mercedes, I've got an S55 Mercedes that had a rear main oil seal leak as well. And I ran that thing for 60,000 miles with that leak on it because it never got any worse. It was just kind of a nuisance. It was something I had to keep an eye on every week. You may want to make sure these never go dry, but I ran that car for another 60,000 miles until I sold it. And I sold it letting them know, hey, there's a rear oil seal leak. This is what I've been doing. And that seal could fail at any time. We know that. But if you're not sentimentally connected to the vehicle, if it's, you're just trying to get your use out of it and all that, that would be something I would maybe encourage people to entertain, is maybe you just milk it. You know about the issue, you milk it, and you squeeze as much value out of that as you can. Now, obviously, that's different if it's a vehicle that, it's your grandpa's truck, that he gave it to you and taught you how to drive on. Or maybe it's, I've got a Corvette, and we've got another Corvette in the family as well. Those we would fix, right? Because they're connected to the family. Or if a car that you have a lot of value in, maybe there's, you got a Cadillac or, Mercedes or something like that. But again, even then, I ran my Mercedes for 60,000 miles before I even selling it. So anyway, just something I want people to consider. I don't hear a lot of mechanics talking about, hey, don't fix it. Sometimes that is an option, depending on the issue, depending on the vehicle, and depending on your situation. Again, your mileage may vary. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. If you like what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button or hit the bell. Again, anything you can do to support Freedom Garage. Again, we are a ministry, a car ministry that loves on God's people through cars. So in fact, tomorrow I've got a different pastor showing up. We're just doing a regular oil change for him, but it's free. He won't have to do anything. He's a young family. You got 2 little babies, and he's not making a lot as a pastor. He's pastoring a church, and that's a way we can love on him. So anyway, you liking this video, you subscribing would help Freedom Garage. So anyway, appreciate y'all watching, and have a wonderful day. This how-to video was brought to you by Freedom Garage. Freedom Garage is a charitable ministry that loves on God's people through cars. We specialize in oil changes and basic vehicle maintenance for single moms, widows, seminary students, retirees on fixed incomes, clergy, and missionaries. Our goal is to become a self-sustaining charity through social media by telling stories and creating how-to videos to help others. Please consider supporting us by subscribing to this YouTube channel and checking out the affiliate links in the video description. You can also follow our Instagram page at freedom_garage_ky.